Hi, Mazurka. Thank you
Hi.
so much for your time and opportunity to come to my podcast, Curly Talks. And curly, on the one hand, it's because of my appearance, to have curly hair. And on the other hand, about curliness of life and curliness, it's not straightforward. Our decision, our solution, what we think about life, it's different and rarely straightforward, which is interesting. I would like to ask you, I know you as the Mazurka Zeng, CEO and Managing Director of Bybit EU. But if we happen to be in the elevator, we have just 2 minutes to reach the floor. How would you introduce yourself?
Actually, I'm the head of Bybit EU for now. Also, I'm managing our fiat business, connect with a bank, also build up our card issuing and payment business. Yeah, as a BU owner.
Okay, so it takes like just 30 seconds.
Yeah,
till 46th floor. Yeah, and we reach the floor, 46 in this case. The door opens, and we meet your team. What would your team say about you as a leader and as a person?
I think they may describe me in 2 words. On one side, there's a professional. This is a typical image for my team member. Another one is let's say, kind of a calm leader. It's a special word, because usually, for some of the leaders, maybe they have a different leadership. For me, it's always with a calm and rational, this kind of type.
And calm, do you mean in terms of your reaction to something unexpected, or?
Yeah, because, leading a big team, a lot of things every day happen, a lot of drama, and you need to solve the issue immediately. So I think that's an important virtue as a leader. You need to understand what is happening, calm down, and try to find some solutions with the team together.
Yeah, that's very important nowadays. Yeah. I can feel it. I even feel it. So it's not about, I understand, I feel it. MiCA in 2025. So that's a big step in Europe. And do you remember when you came to Austria in May 25, before, like within this period of time, what was your first impression about Austria?
I still remember just after my leader notified I should come to Austria to apply license. Actually, I already arrived here 2024 in September. The first image, I remember that's still another banking event. I feel like it's kind of conservative environment, not so open-minded for crypto. Because when people talked about crypto topic, it's still not so sure what kind of business it is. People still want to learn. But if you see what happened recently, as a huge impact in this industry, and some people even call it, we can feel like Austria really becomes a crypto hub here. So I think it's the first image is about like the whole atmosphere and the environment for the fintech business.
Yeah, that's what you also mentioned at the different events, and this I will often hear generally that Austrians, or like Europe, it's about quadratisch praktisch gut. So if they can pack it, which is, I mean, pro and contra always. Each culture has this pro and contra. But if there's something that you're the first time when you hear about it or see this in business or in the way how people communicate in different areas, and the first time you thought to yourself like, no, it's really strange. And then with the time you said to yourself, or you tried it, and like, actually it works. I will take it in my like daily routine. Do you have something like this?
The first image is not about strange, because I also EU country manager. I can feel like European style is totally different compared with other global country. That's why I call it the conservative. People are not so sure about the attitude regarding crypto, but they happy to learn. I talk with community, and we have a lot of community leaders here. They try to introduce what crypto is, what the benefits we can get, also talk with banks. Then I can feel the things changes. That's why I think Austria is a good start for us.
Yeah, and I see it, and also I look through the different publications and how it is changing the attitude, and maybe to some extent readiness to see something new, to try something new, to try it differently, and to be a bit faster.
Yeah,
because we cannot wait till something will change in some time. We need to this change now, even if we don't have it regulated 100%. And speaking about Asian side, because you comprise like now this two cocktail, you have your experience with Europeans, but your blood initially you are Asian and you have experience there. So what did you apply from Asian approach to business here, and it worked well?
Even myself is Asian, but my team member actually come from diversify of culture. I'm leading the FIA team mainly. So they are from, let's say, sometimes from other Southeast Asia country. Sometimes they're from CIS country. Some of them from, like Europe. I can feel like Asian is more like a practical culture, say, oriented to the target and always thinking about the economic ways, shortcut. But on another side, because I also deal with a lot of like international team members, so I gradually respect their culture. Sometimes it's not say it's as right or wrong, but it's about maybe they many respect the procedures. Say they want to have a framework first. They want to understand everything, then go with it. And I think that's kind of a culture merge after we work with each other for a long time. Then we gradually understand maybe for the Asian culture, we should also think about it, make things faster. But on the other side, for European culture, we try to learn a good framework to structure everything. That's appearing the feeling I got. Yeah.
So now they are like mixing like these cultures and approaches, and actually in synergy there is the future.
Exactly. That actually personally helped me a lot, because always internally I just guide my sub leaders how to improve your relationship with the team members, how to lead the international teams, which is a very interesting topic.
Yeah, that's why also originally I'm from Ukraine and I live in Austria since 14 years. And I personally don't feel myself 100% Ukrainian, not anymore, but I'm not 100% Austrian also, and between the cultures. And I'm so happy to get to know something new, and also to use the approach of different cultures, mentalities, people in at work. And that's why we create something different, which has never existed before, for instance.
Yeah, exactly.
But so I'm totally from different worlds in the meaning of I work with people more, but you're more like technically focused or investment focused person. So it's cryptocurrency, it is like digital money, what we speak about. And what was your path toward this industry? Like, why at some point of your life you decided to focus on that area?
Let's say about 5 years ago, I decided to move to the fintech industry. Before that, actually, I mainly worked for the payment. I also I've been working a while for the tourism industry. Then I realized that fintech is definitely one of the good direction for the next generation. So I just come to crypto because I didn't have a very decent background compared with other colleagues. Yeah, that's an initial reason. Afterwards, I feel like there's a lot of dimensions, even in crypto. So I want to find a point, connect with like a traditional payment, the banks. I believe maybe I can explore some of the opportunities there. That's why I start from that direction.
And now I feel I always knew that there should be some mission behind or a decision of person to go this way or that way, especially professional. And I feel this mission that it's turned to be so you're not just specialist in this industry, but you are now ahead of the big as a exchange, as a cryptocurrency exchange now in Vienna. Having Mika. So it's a huge step. And what was the reason also for you to accept this challenge, to be a leader and also to influence, to make a difference? What was for you important as a person?
I think it's mainly because of Bybit always give us a flexibility to grow up. That's why you can tell, even for my personal development, I actually have a different roles. And eventually, after I level up as a leader of a fiat payment, my leader told me, do you want to try as a EU country manager? I'm saying good with that. But work as EU country manager, you need to think about how to run with compliance. Because I'm running fiat business, so definitely understand how to run the compliance structure. That's why I joined this challenge. So I think it always depends on 2 points. On one side is about the company culture, whether you already have the good atmosphere, encourage you to change. On another side is mainly on your personal mentality. Do you want to take the challenge or not? I'm always that type and always good. Just go out of my comfort zone, not stay with a stable point, because that's too boring for me.
Yeah. So, what I just learned from you, not learned, but heard from you, that's the culture of companies, the value of the company influence how people within the company will develop themselves. And given this flexibility, it gave you, as an example, chance to develop and to bring the whole company to the new level.
Exactly.
And how it is interacted. And when I see it in real life, not on paper, not on values on the homepage, because sometimes we don't understand what does it mean, but to feel it and to live it. So thank you for that example. It's not on my list of questions, but I'm honestly like big respect that modern companies have this as a core.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I would like to ask you, coming to your personality, what is the most joyful in your work?
I think it's about creation. Every day we're creating something. Of course, we are solving the issues. I'm trying to be the problem solver, not the troublemaker. Right? That's why it's important. Crypto is definitely one of the industry full of innovation. You cannot always following on something. So sometimes someone like new joiner from the other industry that come to ask us, do you have any guidance? Maybe let's say the policy or something. I say you just create it by yourself. As long as you know some of the rationale, you made it, and there's not so many guidance book because the industry itself is so new, right?
Yeah. So there is no like basement. You have to create it. You have to create the path with your actions.
Yeah, especially for the current status. Not so many people do like. I still remember when I start all the things in Bybit. At least I understand how is the level in this industry. But now you already, become the industry leader. So you need to think more and challenge yourself, not challenge with your competitors. That's a special view.
So, and that's why there is success. That's why you bring something new to the world. Like before we didn't have, I don't know, smartphones, but somebody decided, okay, I'll try something that didn't exist. And that's exactly this, the industry leaders. And you just mentioned also something important for you, like to create, to be like problem solver and to be flexible, try something new. But what would be your definition of real great leader?
I think great leader, maybe you need to have two key virtues. The first one is respect your team members and rely on them. That's important because as a leader, it's impossible. You always work on it by yourself, right? So work with other team members as a team. That's important. The second one is like I said, innovation, because if you want to give more for them, the challenge and some of the big topics is very important, but you need to foresee what will happen in the future and prepare. The third one, I think, is definitely the roadmap, because as a leader, you need to understand what will happen for next. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, right? But at least you should have some direction and explore together with your team. Even for a BU. Setting up a BU, or you're setting up a business for a new company, or you're setting up a partnership with your partner, that's the same.
And what do you see as a roadmap in terms of terms? So before we want, even now, I think some people want to have long-term perspective, long-term roadmap. What about this horizon for you now? It's years or months or decades?
That's an interesting part. And I can explain in our way to understand what's the difference between the Asian type and like the European type. Yeah. Asian type, we always use the word we said executable. So that means, of course, I can foresee there's a near future what will happen, but we will not just restrict us in a very fixed map. Say, hey, I got to go there, like 10 meters or 50 meters. We will have first have a framework. Say, what is the key target we will need to achieve as a framework? What's a key milestone? Then let's just focus on the key milestone. Maybe we get some of the key paths, how we can make it. So if we always go with this kind of methodology, you see the key framework just bring some of the like a target you can focus on. And maybe when you want to make the decisions, you can evaluate, do I need to invest more resources to it? Do I need to maybe give up on it? You have a target. It's not a perfect framework. But if you come to the European style, usually I think especially in Austria, they tend to tell about 5 years of plan, 10 years of plan. And they always ask me, so what's about 5 years of plan for the crypto? To be honest, I don't know. The industry, every half of year, there's an innovation. Even for now, I can only tell you, maybe RWA and this kind of connection with B2B business with a bank is some of good direction. Maybe next year, I'll tell you a different story. Yeah. Because company or this industry innovated a lot. So we want to explore the new opportunities. I think it's kind of dynamic mechanism. On one side, we have a framework, but on another side, we also have the tolerance on the target. Maybe we need to fix it, or maybe we just try to get another conclusion, whether we continue with it, or we just give up. Then we just move on. So that's a difference.
And I really like this example because it's really like it's in real life, and what I also experience in different areas of life here in Europe. And how often do you reconsider these goals? Like, it depends on some factors or time manner.
Usually internally, company-wise, we will have quarterly review. So it's very common quarterly OKR review, and we will have the half of year target review. But the half of year, it's a company type. We will review together with other BU team leaders. So that's a very interesting meeting mechanism. We will sit together, say, we spend about 1 or 2 days, just analyzes what's the next step, what we do it well in the past half of year, what we still need to improve. And our founder will talk together with us on very hands-on topics. I think it's good because it's not necessary everyone you have the good opinion. I think most important procedure is you can discuss with the team members, help them to understand, or you can challenge on it, right? That's a good procedure for us to understand the ultimate goal. Personally, for our own BU, I will have a yearly plan. So usually by the end of the year, I will make the plan for the next year, say what I think the key infrastructure we need to get, because my boss will give me some of the directions. Next year, we want to be the financial digital platform. So I will think about it. How can I make it, right? The resources, infrastructure, what's a license we need to get. Of course, we need to make the plan in advance. Yeah.
And you mentioned, I know, goals, KPIs, plans, and so on. But without people, of course, it makes no sense. And people are the core of each and every business. And I'm interested in particular with multicultural. So it's the particular interest of mine. So multicultural teams. And I've seen also on the social media or articles that I don't know how to put it right, but you plan to have like 100 people working for Bybit. It was planned, or I don't know how to pronounce, to tell it correctly, but I remember 100 people. You reached this goal, right? So it was initially. And how many nations work here with Bybit?
I didn't count on it actually. You mean Bybit Global or Bybit EU?
EU, yeah.
EU. I think most of them are Europeans.
Europeans, but different, like
Yeah, from
nations, yeah.
different countries, and it depends. For some of the compliance or legal team, maybe they are just come from Austria. For other team members, like CMs or
Yeah.
our marketing, or our BDs that come from other European countries.
And do you see the specific difference in leading multinational teams or international teams, or like, I don't know, only comprised of agents or Europeans, let's say? There is some specific for you.
I think long years ago, I think maybe about different nations, and afterwards, I think it's just about people and about mentality. Maybe if I can give you some examples, some of my team members, maybe, like I said, typical Europeans, maybe they more comfortable with, let's say, decent communication. You give them, have a pre-alignment, help them to understand the full picture. Then you come with a plan, executable plan, and also you need to follow up regularly. But if you go with the Asian team members, sometimes it's just practical. Sometimes, internally we're making jokes, like you're working out like a machine, because just the input, output. So without some of the background communication. But if you understand the difference, that's a main difference, right? And I also have some team members in Latin region. You need to firstly have an emotional connection. Otherwise, you cannot talk about work. They feel hurt. Like, we are not work machine. How come you just every day come without, you work, literally on site with them. You even need to give them a hug, like Brazilian. Otherwise, something's wrong, right? Why you are not happy? Why you are so angry? You should give them a hug and start the first day, start the good day, and, talk about work topics. But like Asian, directly come to a topic. What's today's task, and how about our outcome? And just go with the topic. Europeans, maybe you firstly ask you, how are you today? Are you feeling good? Or you try to make people comfortable, then move on. But now for some of our European team members, they already understand the difference. So they will not just spend 2 minutes to say hi or talking about today's weather. Directly come to the point. So I think it's kind of mutual.
How did you learn about this culture? So you ask them directly if you feel there's something, you did something wrong, like initially, how you build this knowledge?
Because I talk with people. When I work as a country manager or even as a BD, like a BU leader, I was always talking in the frontier. I talk with clients and also talk with my team members. Previously, when I still worked with a Bybit global team, actually, I always stay longer in that community. Sometimes spend with them, and I can feel when you talk with people, if you feel respect, and they also have some of a different mentality, then I try to respect. Yeah.
And what, I don't know how it works with you, but I feel that you absorb everything, but not just learn. You install it, let's say, in computer way, and you it's part of you now. So you like switch. So you understand. So if you work with Europeans, you like use tone of voice or language, let's say. It's like emotional intelligence, what I like, what I promote, but you're like a great example to use it, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Even for Europeans, it's different. Let's say if you always stay with the Italian community, you need to visit the event more, see your face more times. Even if you don't speak their own language, they're happy to treat you like a friend. You need to say hi, keep the good relationship with them. But if you go to Netherlands, maybe you need to spend more time with them because they need more time to digest who are you, and if you're interested, but some people gradually know you. So even for the Nordics, they have different culture. But if you just come, let's say, come to the Chinese community, they just talk about business. So they don't care about whether you have connections or not. They can easily connect with you.
But also my experience with Chinese, I remember as I used to work. So they were clients. In my case, it was not like businesses. But if you tell, like, look, in Europe, you cannot fight sometimes against like frames, and sometimes it's very difficult to explain that it doesn't work. We need to do like this. If it exists like this in these frames, it should be like this. And with Chinese people, I experienced like, you see, it doesn't work like this. It should be like this, and so on. And you see that they agree. yes, but you feel that they will do as they decided.
Okay.
So it's like,
so you just try to be polite.
it's like, yes, of course. But then you see it like somehow or feel it somehow, like they don't care about what you say. I know better, and I will do as I decided. And then it turned in real life. Yes, they did how they decided.
Okay.
So it's maybe just certain people. I don't judge the whole nation because of that. But for me, it was a bit complicated because, so
I heard the same story. They told me there are two groups of people who are tough to to do the business ways. One type is US people, another one is the Chinese. That's true. Even for Chinese, Northern Chinese and Southern Chinese is different. If you come to my hometown, you want to talk about business with local people, they will not firstly come with a business topic. They will treat you firstly to the tea house, maybe have a dinner together.
Oh, I remember.
They don't never talk about business, but they actually are watching you, what kind of people you are.
And this is important because you build bridges with people, not with functions.
Yeah, exactly.
And now what I see even on networking events, like people even ask you about like, how are you? But it's like in French, salut ça va? And you don't have to respond. Actually, it's like, or in English, hi, how are you? And some like people from America, United States, they don't expect for your answer. They don't care about it. And hi, how are you? And then you said, yesterday, and they already left. So you're like, but so you see that some people see it as a function. Robots. And what makes me feel sad and meeting the people who are in this moment, let's say this interview, you sit in front of me, you are fully with me. You have, of course, thought, you have your work, you're not like one dimensional, but I feel that you're present. And presence, that's a big issue now, what I see. But okay, now I start my interview, so you can ask me questions now. Coming back to the thing of intercultural international teams. So just summarizing key success factors in leading such teams, what would you name?
You mean for the like intercultural team, right? Yeah,
so they will bring you results, but in positive way, not like draining, but really functional, really good functioning international team. These success factors for
I think it's about respect, the most important key. You need to respect their culture, right? I don't think it's right or wrong, because some people, they may feel it's low efficient, but I think it's a different key to open the door. I can always deal in good with my European colleagues, or even deal with Asian teams, but I know how to, you need to communicate with a language they understand. There's two different methods. And I think even for my team leaders, I told them that's a key. You need, firstly, you need to respect their culture, and you need to open the door. It's not just force people to understand you or respect your own way of doing work. It's impossible.
And that's what I've heard, because leadership in old-fashioned manner, sometimes people think, especially like elder generation, that leader means I know what to do, I will tell you what to do, I will decide where you're talented, whether you're potential, and you will. And of course, there is a tension. So if I hate Excel tables, I will not do that. I will maybe do, but in really bad manner, and of course without joy, which is important to bring us energy. Even at work, we spend like 80% of time or less, sometimes more. So, and what I hear from you, so you first listen to people and try to accommodate, to understand, and that's how they deliver more, because they happen their places. And that's that's really unique for me.
Okay.
It's I meet with different with different people and leaders, and I hear different. And this flexibility, like your mental flexibility, your leadership flexibility, and as a personality, that plays a huge role. And be ready to hear another point of view. And that's why you're like a river, what we see here, Danube. So okay, let's do this and this. And about the team. So when you realize that this potential team member will be a good synergy with you, how you understand it?
I think you need to understand their advantages and disadvantages. As a leader, I always try to encourage them. You need to identify what are advantages, and we try to extend it together, right? Because I don't need to force you to be someone you are not like, and it's impossible. And you can see definitely the outcome is different, and you cannot force another. Maybe we call it about framework structure, definitely Europeans is more good at with it. And if you come with a executable, some more detailed executable plan or documents, maybe Asian team is more good at with it. So I will always require them to, maybe I will show up what is a good example you can check as reference, and I will assign them with different tasks, just highlight their advantages. If you feel that, let's say, feel more confident about the outcome, and you can feel, yeah, I'm literally a contributor, they will work more on it. Always try to find out their advantages.
Yeah, that's from the very first interview, you mean. So if you meet the person, so you try to understand where she or he is good and brings energy.
I think it's a unique one, because every time when I talk with people, I try to find that and find a synergy, not just always with a simple criteria. It's impossible.
You print out questions and then, okay, yes, no, yes, no. Like Tinder. So now what I've noticed in life, so Tinder principle, like, dislike, even without like trying to read about hobbies. So, okay, like, dislike, and then you don't remember any, just face, just one face. You don't remember anything. And what I try now to also do from my side differently, if I'm with a person and networking, I'm with a person. And if somebody send me, I know, email or message on LinkedIn or whatever, I try my best to respond, not today, maybe in one day, but I want to have the same towards myself. And it is important, because now I see that this networking communication with people, it's like very robotic and very like what you give me, what I give you, this, like on the market. It's not like that. I don't see this potatoes or something. It's like deeper. We cannot see immediately. So but it's again about me. So next time I will come, you will ask me the question. So, and two more interesting questions about mistake culture and about saying no, because mistake culture, it gives you like creativity and the flexibility to think yourself, and saying no, like immediately, not trying to be a good leader, just to pretend, but not to be direct. What's your approach toward these two things in your team and your leadership style?
You mean how to deal with the two different attitudes?
Yeah, so mistake culture, sometimes the people afraid to make mistake because they, receive something really bad and they will be punished in a way. And that's why they don't try to do something different, and there is no creativity in the team. And so if you respect it, if you allow to make mistakes, and what the consequences from your perspective as a leader. And another topic is saying no, because in some, I met also Austrian person, and he's working in a government institution. And I was really surprised, because for me, this is in culture of Austria, be direct. I see it. I felt it. And he told me that I never say, he's also a leader, I never say directly no. I take time, even if I know that it's no. And for me, it's like, it's waste of time. What about you? So mistake culture and saying no.
For my personal leadership, actually, I always encourage my team members to come with a plan or a proposal. Of course, they may make mistakes, and I just encourage them to make mistakes, because it's not necessary say, hey, I already understand that, by the way, go in a broad way. It's about, I know there may be some directions, but I can evaluate what is a pro and cons and what's a solution, and try to fit them. And I will literally guide with them for all the proposals. That's why all the team members under me usually get development, because I literally give them some of the hands-on suggestions, whether it's good or not. And if it's not good, I will give them the reason. So that's why when they make mistakes, that means they will do more, and they will try more, and they will grow up more. But if always, always try to find the perfect solution, it's impossible. Crypto itself, on daily basis, we need to try different ways to make it right. So we should have the tolerance on the mistakes, but also tolerance on the team members. I think that's important as a leader.
Yeah, and saying no. So you're direct. Your approach is direct. So you don't extend the time trying to be good. Or what would be your approach to say no?
Usually, I will give let's say, two choices. Either it's about, maybe it's too aggressive. Let's maybe just give a lower risk version, but we cut off some of the target, right? Set lower expectations. Another one is, of course, we know it's already a target we want to achieve. But maybe let's set up the risk control measures. We understand what about the risk exposures, if the risk within the short term, and how about some of backup actions we can fix this issue if something literally happen. So there's always a mutual way to achieve it, or either we just set a lower target on it. But usually regarding the target, I will not say no unless it's a red line thing.
Yeah, that's a really good approach to listen to the point of other person and then to decide or give like A, B or options.
Yeah. And that's actually the topic. Usually you can tell people are fighting on it because they always want to get the absolute version, absolute non-answer. But a lot of scenarios or situations, it's very tough to say just a yes or no. It's always a mutual one, right? We call it a negotiation or appropriate expectation on target.
What I like about like a German language is they say ja and nein, jein. So if they don't know, they say jein. So maybe the jein, it's like the middle. And exactly. I like this approach. And leadership in the future. So let's jump to the future. We have artificial intelligence, but on the other hand, there's human beings and emotional intelligence. But any other like challenges? And how do you think your anticipation in leader of the future, which characteristic the leader should have to be ready for future?
I think it should be brave and innovative, especially in this market. If you don't know what may happen in the next few years, it's tough for you to build up the story for your leaders or even for your partners. For the team I was leading, always I will have, like I said, a yearly plan, and I will give my leadership, my management, the vision. I see we will definitely get that. What's the target we want to achieve? Even for my work on Bybit Global, 2 years ago, we started to apply some license in some of the jurisdiction. And at that time, I still remember my leader didn't understand why we need to get that. But I said, look, in the future, we need to have a framework over there. The license is a very important step. We need to start for now. Even for now, maybe you cannot foresee what will happen, but let's make the investment because I know how to play with it. And just until so far, you can already see the value. Because we already built up the compliance framework. It's good as a company and also as a brand. You give the regulator a very good image. What's your framework of the compliance? What's the story you want to tell with them? But if you want to tell them for now, you try to structure everything immediately, it's impossible, right?
Yeah. So I think what I've noticed, that's the good leader of the future nowadays, actually to have a vision of the future.
Exactly.
So you anticipated 2 years ago. I will not name your like colleagues on the market, but some other company, they're still waiting because they applied, let's say, the beginning of this year or a bit earlier, but not like 2 years in advance or more. And we need to have like more time to like put it in the plan because now they still don't have the license, still don't have the response. So I mean, the name doesn't matter, but I mean, so to have a vision, that's the most important.
Yeah.
And what I
also on that part, I still remember, that's why previously my leader chose Austria to start, because he said, definitely we want to go with a road of compliance. So once they give me a very confirmed answer, we said, let's just go with it, right? Have a very good answer, not just have a wondering attitude, let's see, or something.
Yeah. And I also met just recently at the conference, I met the people from this authority FMA. Yes. So this authority that authorized in Austria to provide this license. And I met like legal people and they're really open-minded. And I was so surprised. I have also legal backgrounds. I've seen such people. It's like it's like a manner and kind of person to work as a legal professional here in any area. It influenced their personality, where they work. And I was so surprised because they are open. They are ready to consider something else, not these frames. And that's why it's just your story with Austria, why you choose Austria and so on. Now I put these dots, and I'm really happy that people from governmental side and people from different cultures, different, creative way of business and something totally new like cryptocurrency. They met together and they did something really meaningful for the future.
Yeah.
just a couple more questions, and another one, this dealing with an unexpected. That's, I think, the most the fact that creates the pressure. And do you have your own tips and tricks when you have this stressful day, something unexpected comes? As a person, how you calm down, how you find this balance in the moment?
Actually, I never saw they like a pressure for me, because that's
no pressure.
just relax at the weekend. You cannot work like a machine, right? So
yeah,
trying to. I think it's just about like the personal mentality. For me, it's always good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not never give the working pressure to my personal life. So I'm pretty chill. Yeah.
So, do you think it means that you let go of everything that you cannot control?
No, I actually, I think the method, yeah, I tried everything, try my best, but I only try the things I think is valuable. If I really realize that it's nothing to do with me, or it's something without value, I already give up on it. That's why I said that I will not force myself to make everything perfect. Just on the reversal side, I always figured out the target, some valuable targets, try my best. That's why I don't regret. But if there's something I will try with good outcome, of course I would be happy. But if I really tried my best, I cannot make it, I also feel like, eventually I tried it, right? So
you tried your best.
Yeah, I made my best. Maybe that's my boss issue, so he chose me to do that. But usually it barely happens. So I will just always give the pressure to my boss. Eventually, you make the choice. You choose me. I tried. It's not my fault. I will not blame myself. I never.
I like this approach. And then, like, finalizing our interview, I would like to invite to this round table 2 more persons. First, you mentioned also 5 years with cryptocurrency is difficult to anticipate something, but with the life with Mazurka 5 years ago and Mazurka 5 years in the future, what would they tell you? These both people.
For me, in the past 5 years, I think it's an amazing journey. I didn't expect that I make a lot of things in the past 5 years. I feel like already 10 years passed for some reason. Yeah, because every day a lot of things changed. Yeah, but I'm happy about I make the decision before, and I tried a lot of things I never done before. That's good one. I cannot foresee what will happen in the future, but I think as long as I keep the same mentality, always, try to get rid of my comfort zone, I will experience similar things, definitely.
But if you imagine the Mazurka from the future sitting here, what she would tell you?
I don't know. I think it's just still to be yourself, right? And just try to insist on something if you believe is right. I always do things like this. Usually, when I feel like this industry is a good direction, I will go with that. Actually, that's the first job I came to crypto industry. I think like I need to go to the fintech business, and I start with crypto. I think that's good choice. Maybe in like 5 years in the future, I will also always do the same thing. Believe something and also try it out.
Yeah, I would love to have an interview in 5 years and to compare with that. So thank you, Mazurka, for your time, for interesting conversation, and see you soon in 5 years, actually.
Thank you.